I am the writer and creator of a comic book series called Headlocked. It's about a kid who's a theater major who falls in love with wrestling and quits school, and it's a sort of journey through the wrestling business, kind of starting from ground zero, like learning the business. So sort of examining the craft of wrestling through the eyes of a performance artist, but at the same time he's sort of navigating like the underbelly of the business, trying to get to the bright lights and the big stage. About 90% of the art is done by actual professional wrestlers. Jerry the King Lawler does the covers. A wrestler from New Zealand does the interiors, and then I have a bunch of famous wrestlers that do backup stories and art for the book.
Okay. Now, is this inspired somewhat by your own life?
I've been a wrestling fan and a comic book fan forever, and when I decided I was going to write a comic book, wrestling comics for years have just been sort of like, I don't know, licensing type things, like, WWE guys fighting demons or whatever, so there's never been an actual wrestling comic that's been about wrestling.
Really?
So it's always been wrestlers doing anything but.
Okay.
So this is, my attempt as a wrestling fan to write something that I would want to read.
Okay.
And most of the guys in the wrestling business have been super supportive of it.
Mm-hmm. Now, what style of comic would you describe this as? Is it dark? Is it humorous? A little bit of both?
It's got kind of like an HBO, AMC kind of feel to it. It's a reality-based story. Kids trying to learn the business, and it's a rough business to get into. So, sort of taking somebody who doesn't know what he's getting into and sort of throwing him in the deep end.
Yeah. Now, what made you want to have your character start out as a theater major and eventually get into wrestling? Because those are two unlikely things to get into.
Really, professional wrestling is performance art.
Really?
When you get down to it, I mean, it's all choreographed and predetermined, and and that's sort of what the book is about. Is he sort of learns the business, the craft of wrestling, sort of examining it through the eyes of a performance artist to sort of have people maybe look at it in a different light. Sometimes people have a very negative attitude about wrestling just because they don't take the time to appreciate it or to understand it. And it's really sort of an amazing sort of performance art.
Okay.
And so that's what I hope to sort of bring to bring to people's attention.
Okay. Now, I've always wondered this about wrestling. You mention it as performance art.
Yes.
So it's not intended to be, a literal real fight. It's intended to, be a spectacle.
Correct. Yes. It's not a contest. It's entertainment.
Okay.
And but there's a real physical toll that these guys take. I mean, you can fall on your back and you can know how to fall, but there's still a cost to that. And that's a lot of the things that we cover in this book is what these guys give up for for their art. The physical toll it takes, the mental toll. Just being on the road. Like you play a character, but like if you're an actor, like say Samuel L. Jackson is 14 different guys, but Hulk Hogan is Hulk Hogan all the time. So then how do you maintain your identity when you play this character 24 hours a day, like how do you know what the difference between say like Terry Bollea, which is his real name, and Hulk Hogan, like where does that begin and end?
Okay, great. Now where can we find Headlocked?
Our website is headlockedcomic.com, and we're on all the big social media things, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or whatever. It's all headlockedcomic, one word, all the usernames. It's all me, so
awesome.
Come say hi.
What's your name again?
Mike.
Mike, nice to meet you. Mike, creator of Headlocked. Thank you so much.
Sure.